A simple question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know yourself? No, that's a question. That's a simple question. Do you know yourself? It's a yes or no question.
Mm-hmm. At one point, I'd say yes, and at some other point, okay, it all depends on the version of knowing myself. Some version yes, some version no.
Welcome. Yes, yeah, I've tried. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. My name is Adams, and I'm here today to give you the ride of your life. So you better strap up. And with my co-host here, you know, you can say she's beautiful. Anyway, what's your name, madam? Tell us your name.
My name is Angela, and I'm glad to be here.
You're glad in the Lord.
Yes, and I'm also glad in the Lord.
So today, guys, we're going straight into our topic of today. We're talking about getting to know yourself. Who are you? What do you stand for? And what are the challenges that come when you stand for yourself? And how are you going to really stand up for yourself? What are the steps? What are the ways of standing up for yourself? And standing up for what you know is right. Not just standing up for yourself only, but also standing up for what you know is right. So let's just get into it. So Angela, tell us a simple question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know yourself? No, that's a question. That's a simple question. Do you know yourself? It's a yes or no question.
Mm-hmm. At one point, I'd say yes, and at some other point, okay, it all depends on the version of knowing myself. Some version yes, some version no.
But there's this funny. I think it's did you know? I think it's a did you know fact that I had. I think I had it from someone else. They were saying research was done and it was said that have you ever seen these people who are married, like for the couples that I think people had. I think it was done. It's a research that was done for people who are married for over 30 years plus.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, when people are married, for the husband, it can't, like, the husband never knows about the wife. In as much as they have been married for this long, all of them, like every I think every day comes in, and every time you're always discovering a new person. Like, the thing is, and then they said, so they concluded that they said you can never understand your partner, or you can never understand another person. Now the question that I was asking myself, is it the same question when it comes to understanding yourself? Is it that nalo nimeshiba bana, unasikia watu wangu mmesikia mkisema kidogo asia umeshiba tuache jokes. But yeah, and I was wondering, is it the same thing when it comes to yourself? Can you really fully understand who you are? Do you think you can fully understand who you are?
It's not possible. Okay, for me it's not possible knowing yourself like completely.
But you can know the principles that you stand for.
Yeah, you can know what you stand for.
So, for example, what's the one principle that you can't break, that you know you're standing for right now, and you can't break it, no matter how things go?
I think I wouldn't want, or I can't even think about changing my religion. That's one thing that I can't.
Wow.
Not goes on for me.
So religion for you, when it comes down to that, you can't change your religion at all.
Yeah.
Okay, for me.
And for you?
For me, okay, I think for me, the one thing that I really can't stand, okay, the one thing, okay, for me, it comes down to my relationship with other people. Yeah, when I'm talking about relationships, is when we are friends or acquaintances or anything, man, I really hate it. And I really struggle when people lie to me. Something funny is, I like lying. That's the funny part of it. I really honestly, okay, I can't say I like lying, but sometimes lying seems like it's the best thing to do. But in the end, it just comes back and bite you back. So, understanding yourself, is there any story
about me coming to
having that stand about? Just imagine it this way: there was something you knew you needed to stand up for. But at the same time, you never stood up for it, or you stood up for it, or you are in a dilemma. You don't have to give us the way it ended. Is there any example?
Yeah, I have a story. So basically it's just my life. So in primary, the funny thing in primary, I was one of those people that
Mamblaina.
Sijasema mimi ni Mamblaina. Acha sijui Mamblaina kwanza inamaanisha
Angela.
Exactly. Okay, exactly. Achana nayo basi kama utaki kuniambia.
Ulikuwa snitch. Golden snitch.
No, I was never a snitch. Sijaikuwa snitch. Story ni yangu. So in primary, I was one of those people when I just choose to live life not thinking about where I want to be at in future.
Yeah.
Or even what I want to do in future. Yeah, so in primary, after I was done with my exams, it was just normal for me. Kumaliza KCPE, kuingia high school, it was just normal. Sasa my parents were the one who were worried for me, like, oh, your grades, your
marks and everything.
Your marks, the school that you've been called to. That was their problem. But to me, it was never a bother for me.
We are living life on the first lane as it comes.
Which was not kind of good.
Yeah.
Because I'd say, I didn't know myself back then.
Is there any? Okay.
So coming to high school, at one certain point is when I knew myself. And that's when I discovered what I want to do. When I even finish high school, the things that I want to achieve in life. Yeah.
But let me ask you one thing when we're talking about achieving things in life, like knowing yourself. Sometimes we talk about things that you want to do and achieving these things, but does it really are the same thing that you really wanted way back? Are they the same thing that you really want right now looking into your future? Are they the same things that you want to keep on pursuing?
Yes.
Like the same goals?
Yes, the goals never
Are you serious?
for me. Yeah.
Like they never change?
Okay, they didn't change. They've never changed.
Because, for me, I think for the longest time, I think I've been having these goals that have been changing. Okay, I can say the one thing that has been constant in my mind, and I think it has been the major goal in my life is, man, I don't want to be broke. Honestly, no, I don't want to be broke. The thing is, I'm always looking. Okay, when it comes to brokenness, and okay, so for me, I always look at it from this point of success. I just want to be successful. That's the one goal I think that has been constant. But I think I've been having since I finished primary school, came to high school, done away with the high school. Now I'm in campus, almost finishing it. I think my goals, honestly, as time goes by, I can't say that I changed. Now looking at it, I think I can say I'm refining my goals. They're not as that. But the other day I was talking.
So you want to tell me the goals you had back then were this small? Yeah, okay. Then right now they are this big.
I can say now. The vice versa. They were so huge.
Oh, they're so
now
huge.
I'm narrowing down
to focus on what you want.
Yeah, something that's so refined. But I think someone who made me conscious of this thing the other day, it was someone I was talking to, and they were like, when I was still a kid, I used to really, really like vehicles and everything. And I was like, when it comes to vehicles, I used to have this broad knowledge of them. But right now, when someone asks me which kind of car would you want to drive and everything, I think right now I have a good idea, because right now they are working, and I think they have done their more research. The research is more defined on the car, the type of car they would really, really like to drive. I think it's the same for me. When I was still young, I had these big dreams. As time goes by, I think I'm sharpening and narrowing down to one major thing that I think I can work with and really, really run with it. I think for me now I think I can call it getting to understand myself better.
So that's your self-realization.
No. Yeah, myself. I think for the longest time, but there I can look it from that point. Like when I started off from a very blurry place where I had these dreams and all these, but that I think. But the other time I remember when I had finished school, high school, ilikuwa, man, I just want this money, because when I finished school, we always just want money. When someone asks you this money, what are you going to do with it?
You don't know.
Nothing. So no. And then it was the other time when someone asked me what's success according to you. When someone asks you about success, how can you define success?
Success for me is achieving what I want, achieving the goals that I want. Yeah. And
for me, I think it's one of the weirdest things that I think it took me some time before I came down and saw it from this perspective. Personally, I always think success is just waking up every day. That's success. Because if I can wake up every day and I'm healthy, I'm strong, I think all the goals that I have listed down, as much as I keep on waking up every day, I think I'll just achieve them. In as much as God is not done with me, I can always be waking up every day, man. And as much as it takes forever, imagine I live forever. I mean, imagine Methuselah Adams. But I always see it from that point. If I can wake up every day,
that's a success.
That's success. That's the definition of success to me. Wake up every day.
Okay, it's fine because when you wake up, you're sure you're going to achieve.
Yeah.
Okay,
you wake up and you're healthy.
You're blessed.
Yeah, when you wake up and you're healthy. Yeah. You know when you're healthy, you can still, like, no matter what happens, you can still wake up. Just start working on that dream of yours. No matter how far-fetched or far away it seems to be, you can still work and get towards it. Simple too.
Hey, nice.
Wise words coming from a wise man. I wish I was that wise in my life. Hey, Jesus. But so just looking at it from this point, sometimes I always think, is there anything that you ever stood for? I think personally, is there anything I've stood for? Man, I'd say there's something I've stood for. And it really amazed me. Up to today, I think I always sit back and look back and I'm like, man, it was me. Was it really the same person I am right now? Have you ever had that experience where you stood up for something and you're like, wow, that's amazing. That's me. Is there a point in your life that ulikata chini kaona, hey?
Let me ask you. Sahi maisha yako, is it only books or is it only studies?
Do you know life is broad, sana?
Life is broad.
Yeah.
But okay, for me, I feel as if it's not that I feel as if. It's that's what I think. That's what I know. That's what is for me. Studies is the only thing for me. So the one thing that I can ever stand for is my studies. Yeah, my studies. If something comes in between, I'll just try to get it off.
You want to tell me, Angela, saizi nikwambia tu, Angela, you know what, I want to marry you and I'm not going just to marry you right now. So usikie, Angela, usianze kuongea. Tulia kwanza nikwambia vile. I just wake up today and tell you what, Angela, man, you look so beautiful today. You know what, I want to marry you and I'm going to finance everything that you want in your life. Imagine, usiniangalia mimi saizi sina pesa. Usiniangalia hivyo. Right now I don't have the money. But now imagine someone just comes to you today and tells you, man, you're so pretty and everything. And they are so genuine. They're telling you this, I want to marry you because they love you, and it's genuine, they want to love you, and they're telling you, I'm going to finance you. Like, why right? Now let me ask you a simple question. Why are you studying right now? Why are you studying? Mbona unasoma? What's the reason that you're studying?
See, obviously, first of all.
Yeah.
Nikupata your degree.
Yeah.
That's obvious. The second
Why do you need the degree?
Why do I need the degree? So that, first of all, I'm studying so that I can get to know more about the profession that I'm working in right now.
Bro, that's amazing. How many people do that? But then in our comment sections, how many people study so that they can get to know more about what they're studying for? Man, I think
you don't find law interesting for you?
Bro, I find it interesting, but the reason why I'm studying it is not to know it more. The interesting part of it just comes along way. It's integrated in it along the way. It is interesting.
You don't plan to practice it later?
Bro, that's a tough question.
Yeah,
we are on you. So why are you studying? Because I think we can just narrow it down. For how I think you can tell us you are studying. Most people always study to have a better life ahead.
Yeah, if I get to know more about my profession, I'll get to jobs, obviously. I'll get opportunities that will make me
a better life.
I have a better life.
So imagine someone is coming to you right now and is offering the same thing that is going to come to you 10 years plus. Imagine. What are you going to do?
No, it's still doesn't work for me.
It doesn't work for you. So you're going. So
Acha.
for you, you're going just to tell that person, wait. Let me first of all
wait,
get my books in order, get my things in order, and then after that you can come for me.
Yeah.
So you're not going. You're not going to. Can we say compromise? You can't compromise your studies.
Nah, no, I can't. Can you? Okay, kwanza there's this thing that people say that if they get like an opportunity to get a job, okay, if they get a job abroad or something, they'll just leave their studies and go.
I think okay, that's
how does that even work? Because for me, I feel as if you would rather finish your studies first than go later on. But they're like, see, from there I'll get money and stuff. But it's
their life.
Yeah, it's their life.
But I always say, okay, I wish I could comment on that. But the thing is, in as much as I feel like I would want to comment on everything, man, I've never gone abroad. No one has ever given me a chance. I don't know. Honestly, you know, sometimes you always criticize people, and then that opportunity is given to you. It's until that moment when push comes to shove, and then you're like, hey, kume hivi ndio iko. But I always say, but for me, I always tell people.
That's like, okay, so that's why I'm saying, like, if you know yourself and what you want, you know what your values are and what you want. Yeah.
Okay, that's amazing. For me, what I stand for, I think I stand for a lot of things. Honestly, I won't lie. But I have one story that way back. I always sit back and just wonder and ask myself, man, if that was me, I'd really want to go back then. It's something I'd really want to do it again. There was a time back then, we were in class, and then there was this lady. Udem alikuwa in class. She was okay. Alikuwa msempoa, but at the same time she used to be that person. Alikuwa akisimama tu hivi akibweka hivi, madem daro anatetemeka, wanakuwa pole. Alikuwa kusema. So this time people just started up arguing and everything, and then I don't know where she came in from, akaingilia katikati. And then do you know the guy who was arguing with other people cut through, and then I think it was something like it was premeditated. This guy was just waiting the day that this lady will come in between him and whatever, or the lady will just cross him. Yeah, and this guy went full out on that. Do you know alibodishemu dem? Umeona msana bodishemu almost for 5 minutes to non-stop, and then like everyone in the class, everyone is just laughing. People are laughing. People umeona wanacheka mpaka wanaanguka chini. Because the first thing was udem alikuwa analemea kila mtu, like besides the girls alikuwa analemea pia some of the boys, and people really felt like, man, that was a comeback just to get through her. Like people really, and I'm telling you, when this guy alikuwa anaangusha tu hivi mse nini, anaangusha like one of the punchlines hivi, wanaisha. You know, this lady just alitulia kakete tu chini. For the first time I saw her, she was reduced to nothing. You know, I don't know where I got the strength, but I just stood up and I told this guy, umse alikuwa best yangu, mimi nikamwambia, bro, whatever I've done, man, that's wrong. That's so wrong. Then people were like, I because people thought because we were best friends, and then pia nilikuwa mezoea ile yenye tukianza kuchachisha, obviously most probably people expected I would get in and but I just told him, bro, whatever I've done, man, it's really, really wrong, and you can't do that in as much as someone has wronged you, because this guy knew it was a weakness. Like udem alikuwa anajua udem, the moment we just start talking about her body and everything, it was a weakness. I told this guy, bro, whatever you've done, man, it's wrong.
So alikuwa anajua, but
yeah. But as for me, I think that day, man, I felt like I stood for something. Honestly, in my life, I won't lie to you. I think for the first time in my life, I felt like I stood up for something that's for a cause that I can say it's worth it. Man, mpaka wale wanakana jiambia aje.
Kwenye yako akukumbuke.
No, I don't even need her to remember me.
Obviously she won't forget you, but yeah.
No, probably. Because I think I just came to learn one thing in life. Respect people. And know what you stand for. Because for this guy who stood up and started body shaming this lady, if he really understood what he stood for, I don't think he would have taken that opportunity and started bashing this lady about the way she looked and everything. Unaona? Like, it just shows where your morals are. Ni kama tu mtu okay, me honestly, I never knew this thing until then, when I came to realize that most ladies are always insecure about their bodies. I think for the longest time, and Aki, But those people have crossed, those people have hurt. Honestly, when I sat down, that's when I started looking back in my life and I came to realize I think I've really, really caused a lot of people a lot of pain.
But there is that moment. Yeah. So that was your self-realization.
I think that's one thing I really, really stood up for, and I was, that's the one thing. I think when it comes to friendship and everything, respect. Respect. For me, it's just basic respect. In as much as you're not friends, just show some respect and some dignity. Acquaintances, we are classmates. Why can't you show me the same respect that you need? Because if imagine it was this lady, it was the reverse situation where this lady was body shaming this guy. Do you think this guy would have sat there and angemgoja? So angetaka kupigana.
Angetaka kumpiga.
Obvious. But now the thing is, what do you stand for? Respect other people. So give people respect. They always say, do unto others
what you want to be done unto you.
It's simple.
So, okay. So, would you say that there are some gains that one gets after you know yourself?
It really, really goes a long way. Honestly, for me, I'd say I look at it from this point. Like when I stood up for this lady and everything, where I spoke up for her.
You got to understand her.
No, yeah. Besides even understanding her, I think it changed my perspective on how I used to view ladies. Honestly, I think back then, there was a time I never used to respect. It was
women,
it was like really a huge struggle. At some point, man, I used to, when I sit back and just look back, I'm like, hey, I think it was so bad. So I think when that moment, I think just at that moment when it happened, there were things that followed after all the activities and everything. I think I started sitting down and just looking at life from a different point and imagining, man, if it was reversed, and besides it even being reversed, we just need to respect other people.
Yeah, true.
The basic line is respect other people.
Respect other people. So for me, I'd say, if you get to know yourself, you'll get to understand your fears and also overcome them. Yeah. Another thing is that you'll get to understand other people, just as you've said you got to understand the girl. And if you know yourself, you'd know the kind of people that you want, and exactly. So you'd be able to like relate well with other people. Like your relationships will be good. Yeah. You'll be able to. Yeah.
Now, just looking at it at that from that perspective, where you're saying, I stood up for this thing. Is that okay for me? I don't know for you, but for me, I always look at it from. I think there's one thing. Just looking back at it, like in as much as I stood up for something and I felt so nice, I think at some point in my life, there's something. If I'd stood up for it, I think it would have gone better. If I'd made some good choices.
Which thing? Mimi nangoja kusikia.
Utatupea yako.
Hey, yeah.
Utatupea yako. Yeah. Will you give us your part? Yeah, exactly. It's always simple. Okay, but don't worry. I'll give my point. I think at some point back then when I was still in first year, man, it was one of the good days. Okay. Wow. Funny. I'm still looking at it from the perspective of the good days. So hey.
They were good at that moment.
They were good at that moment, by the way. I think there was a time, hiyo ni tricky. And I think
turuke. Tuachane nayo.
But as I'm thinking about a good one.
Ni hard.
As I'm thinking about a good one, can you tell us one?
For me, like self-care.
That one thing that you know you would have made a better decision and everything.
So for me, I'd say is choosing my friends at one point. Yeah, there's a time that kukosa kujijua ni mbaya. So one time I didn't choose my friends wisely, and it's made me have some bad decisions. Yeah.
When you talk about bad decisions, you're talking about smoke, ni?
Not really.
Okay. Can you really?
Ile tu peer pressure, like kuna vitu zingine tu. You know it's wrong,
but you still go ahead.
You still go ahead. Like ni vitu tu za ufala, but wewe mwenyewe unajua okay, mimi nikifanya hivi it doesn't even look good, I can presentable and stuff, but you still go ahead.
Wow. Okay. But for me now, I think now I've got a nice example. Okay, I remember when I was still in high school. I think when I remember drugs and everything. The first time, I think one of the first times, but this time I think I remember. But no. So the thing is,
acha nikwambia yangu basi. Like okay, belittling other people.
You belittle other people.
Yeah, like you pretend other people are not even there and stuff. Where I can be that.
So you are like nyinyi ulikuwa wale kusema shule and then mnaangalia and then ukiona watu wengine like
si hivyo sana like ile haujali opinion ya other people where you know what you say is what is right and that's how everything should be. Yeah.
Wow. Now that we talked about belittling other people, I think I remember there's a time way back in high school kulikuwa na game where still in form 3 and I just changed schools and everything. So this girl, she goes into like she's in form 4. So kitu ile happen, this guy was dating her, and then when they were dating, some date form 4. So later a guy from our class, because I joined form 3, a guy from our class pia alikuwa tumejoin the same year. So this guy decided to start dating this guy. So they went up to date. So anaplay wasa wawili form 3 na form 4.
Why?
So what happened? This guy came and find out. Okay, they both came and find out. So do you know how the way men always behave? Wanataka kushinda, wako na peeing contest. Wanataka kuona nani who's the guy, so they want to kujionyesha mbele ya madem and everything. So what this guy does, anaenda form 4 anakuwa na confront form 3. And they're like, unakataje dem wangu and everything. So this guy was like, man, who dem? Okay, you know the way it escalated. People were like, who dem sijui, maneno mbaya, alimtusi. And then so this guy, because a guy from our class, we decided to support him. We were like, kiaje form 4. And then people started it was just in a span of a moment. People were like, hata udem si msupa, udem anaka kama punda. But it started but I'm seeing people just started calling her punda, like she's a donkey. Man, she can't. But then and then people started. So it was in the morning. People had gone for the morning prep. So what happened next was we were supposed to go for our breakfast at around 6. So when people were going for their breakfast, tukatoka from 3, tumekasirika our whole class, the ladies and everything. And then we were like, lazima tuonyeshe umse atajua juu. So we just went tukakimbia hall, tukakula, and then we came back early. We used to have this tank, this spot where people used to wash their cups and everything. In fact, I brush their teeth in the morning and everything. So people are there, our whole class iko hapo wamemgoja tu. So this lady time alikuwa toka hivi class, people just people wakamwona akikuja, tulikuwa hapo bana. Me won't lie to, I was among the first people because this guy alikuwa nakata udem umse ilifika mahali because mafofu alianza kumtishia. Alikuwa beshte yangu and I was calling himself sit back. So I was like, I'm standing up for my boy and everything. I was among the out walikuwa hapo mbele. Unaona like tulingilia udem. And then I started, and then people followed. I just started calling her names and everything, and just kumshare mtu and everything. Udem alikimbia. Now the problem is, plus akona pita, lazima pita hapo ndaende hall kula breakfast. Alipita hapo mbio, and then umeona like, I'm telling you, like watu walimcheka. Unaelewa, people were calling her names, you are laughing and everything, like mnamkejeli tu ile serious. She went, alika hall. Auto class yake mtoka mkwambia tuende. And then when they were in form 4, they needed to rush back to class and everything. But yeye amekwama. Anaogopa because there's only one way. But alikuja hapo, watu wakana tu punda, nini donkey. And then she's like, and then people wanafanya this out is a punda. and then people were like, hata wewe si msupa and everything. People started wakana kuanza kumwingilia and everything. So akina kwamba tuliingilia udem. Mpaka udem I think, do you know udem akona tunativa nitetemeka tu. Alipanda hivi sasa, and then to make it worse, amepita hivi, I don't know what she was doing. Akaenda kwa tank nyingine when people need a place where people are washing, people need brushing their teeth from, sindio. Sasa akaenda kukaiti hapo. Sisi tukakuja tukapanda stairs form 3 na form 4 walikuwa nakaa juu. So tumekaa hivi kwa stairs tunamngoja tu. Time alikuwa anapanda hivi stairs kuangalia hivi juu. Anaona hapo hivyo kwa juu kwa rails tunamngoja like a whole class. And people are like insulting her. Unajua tulianza kumuinsult hivi. Form 3 walikuwa hapo juu wakatoka. Form 2 na form 1 siku chini like, ni nani? And then walikuwa nayo wakamuhepa like everyone just wakamtoka wakapanda stairs wakamwacha hapo chini. It was so embarrassing. Do you know tuliingilia udem mpaka ikabidi form 4 kuja like the guys. Karibu tupigwe bana.
I wish mngechapo ndio mjue.
No. So but I really honestly just looking back I was like, man, I wish I could have done better, honestly. Because to say the truth, I was the one who was leading these people. Kama ningesema man, okay, let us decide what to do it. People wouldn't have done that.
People wouldn't have done
I think up to today, honestly, I'm pretty sure Udemo ananichukia. Wherever she's, we have never met since she finished school and everything. But I know if I meet her,
ananichukia.
Because man, I really took her through hell. And I want like the same week. I think the same week we had. It was a series of events. Kulikuwa na hiyo form 4, and there was another lady alikuwa form 2. Alifam so adarota kupata prefect. Time tulikuwa DS akaenda kamsunda kwa mode. So this guy akachuja upiri.
So ulikuwa snitch.
Udem ndaenda kasnitch.
Hiyo dem ndalika snitch.
Afu dem ana snitch pesi class yetu iko tulikuwa na rail tunaangalia hapo chini. Sasa hapo kwa tank where people used to do washing their teeth na watu wanakunywa maji hapo. Atakuja hapo asubuhi. Akapata tu classic hapo kwa balcony amwangalie hivi. People raised insult. Mwana they were raining too. Mpaka udem
led by ni sawa basi achana nayo. Tulia.
And then mpaka udem I think ilifika mahali mpaka udem alikuwa traumatized. Alikuwa anaona class yetu she used just to run. Man really, but just looking back I think I would have done better, honestly.
Yeah.
So. I think I would have done better. Looking down on other people and everything. I think I remembered it and I'm like, hey.
Could be little watu.
So I think standing up for what you believe, and at the same time standing up for what is right. I think it saves you a lot of things, and at the same time,
and also, it saves another person.
Yeah,
like
other people. It saves other people the trouble of which they are going through, like the shame. Yeah. Like the guilt part of, and because sometimes you always find some people always do things because someone has wronged you and they feel like they need to be rebuked and everything. But at the same time, we're all human beings and we just need to be given a second chance and everything. I think just standing up for what is right is really, really nice. So now, do you have any examples from the Bible? Nzuri for people who stood up for anything.
Law, we have very many stories.
For example,
we have the story about Daniel in the lion's den.
Scared to Daniel in the lion's den.
Usianze.
Do you know I was in the lion's den when I stood up for this lady?
So looking at it at a point of knowing yourself. So Daniel decided won't pray to any other god, despite even the rule that they shouldn't pray to any god or anything. He just went down on his knees 3 times a day, still prayed, akashikwa
wapi bado
akarushwa kwa den, but later on he was redeemed.
That's the same thing, standing up for, like the way I've told you, you can't, like right now if someone comes and offers you money and everything, you know what you want, so you know what you stand for and everything. You know your worth, by the way.
Yeah,
so
I know my
knowing
worth.
your worth, because I'm pretty sure Daniel understood his worth.
Yeah.
Besides just understanding what he stands for, he understood. Yeah. So I think for Daniel, man, that was amazing. Honestly, if it were me and I was in his position, I think it would have been so hard. Honestly, to be sincere, I think you need, for you to stand up for something that you believe in or for something that you deem is right, you really have to have a strong conviction.
True.
Honestly, it doesn't come that easily. You have to have a strong conviction of, man, I'm doing this because I believe this is right, and because I know whatever is going to come after this, the results I'm going to see.
You're going to see. So okay, do you have another Bible reading, story?
I think another one is Joseph and Potiphar's wife. Wengi wetu wangeanguka. Ungeanguka je? Wewe ungeanguka? But that's so hard. Just imagining of how this guy's life had been and then what he was presented.
Kwanza ukijua ni wife ya
boss.
Hey, na amekupea kila kitu. Lakini akakwambia don't touch that thing. Don't touch that one thing.
No, it still remains. Do not eat
the hyena.
Hey, but that, okay, it's so funny. I think the other time I was once presented with the same scenario. Do you know Irene?
Yeah. You flee.
So they always say flee from sexual immorality. But honestly, I think that's a story of another day, bro. I think, hey, you are right. I think hiyo nikikaa chini wanajicongratulate. I always tell myself
hapa kama niliweza.
Yeah. So looking at just Joseph and Potiphar's wife, man, it was a really, really hard thing. Joseph knew, but then you can't stand up for something that you don't understand. Besides the conviction and everything, you have to understand what you are standing for. It has to be something that you have knowledge about. Like Joseph understood what he was expected, what was expected of him,
and what was
in
not
as much as
expected of him.
He had gone through all these lifetime and everything. He knew what he was expected to stand for.
Yeah.
And man, I think most of us just if we were presented with the same things that Joseph and Daniel went through,
it honestly, most of us
no, the thing is, most of us would have given excuses for the reasons why we never stood up for what
you believe in.
Yeah, and I always say, sometimes it's just like God's able hand. Because sometimes you might think, if I'm presented with the same thing, man, I think I'll stand up for myself. No, you can never. The thing is, you will never know which kind of temptation will be brought your way.
True.
So unaweza fikiria utaletewa ati wakuja kuambia shika. No. You know, sometimes like the same thing that happens in campus when you find people, you need to really, really graduate. But I think I've had one of the worst stories I think I've ever had. It was the other day. I think most people heard of it. They were like, there was this girl, anaenda kalala na lecturer because of just Peter
wanting to graduate,
and the lecturer never did it for him. Never did it for her. Wow. Like alimtumia tu, and she still never graduated. Ebu imagine.
So you may graduate.
Man, it's tough. Some things, but then sometimes you always bend down the rules.
No.
Because you want them to fit your situation. Pia zinakubend tu. You bend down the rules, they bend you. Unapata pia ile point kwenda haifai kupita, inakupita tu kinama hivi.
Imeenda.
But it's so hard. So just looking at life, I always feel like sometimes it's going to be hard, but then most of the time it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard no matter what the situation, but you have to stand for yourself.
Yeah. And there's also the story about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. So they also were told to worship another god, but they decided not to, and they were thrown into the furnace, which was 7 times hotter. Unaweza imagine ile yenye hadi wenye waliwarusha walichomeka hao wenyewe.
Umesikia wanaanza kujikojolea tu wenyewe. Unajikojolea unasema haki nimekubali.
That can be.
That's terrific. That's terrifying. Do you know the moment someone just tells you wameasha moto it has been made 7 times hotter than
hata hivyo. You see on the way you just see that's the furnace. Hapa tu wananiambia niseme yes.
Yeah.
You start thinking twice, but for them they decided no, that they still believe in God, and they went into the furnace and they were delivered. Later on, utter nothing, no bruise, no nothing. You can just imagine. That's amazing, by the way.
That's the same conviction I think we should all have in life, and we should all ask God to give us in life.
Yeah,
it's not hard to have the same conviction and everything.
Knowing yourself and what you stand for.
So just to finish up, what's the one thing that you can tell our viewers when it comes to knowing yourself, and regarding all the things that you have gone through, and the things that you haven't even told them? I'm pretty sure there are things you haven't
today
told
I want to close, so you start. Swali ni yako. Maliza.
Okay, the one thing I can tell people, just finishing, is knowing yourself. It takes you an extra mile. Sometimes you struggle with something you think, if you don't accept it, if you don't just bend the rules and let it happen, you might think that, you know what, in the end no one will know, or in the end it will just get better. The thing is, the moment you bend the rules, there's nothing that stays in secret. Have you heard of this saying? They always say, to keep a secret of 3, 2 have to die.
2 have to die, true.
Why is it that way? Because you can never keep a secret. You can never keep a secret. You know, a secret is always a secret, but just give it time. Whatever you have done, whatever you think you are going to do to hide whatever you have done, man, it will never stick. The fact is, it will come back and bite you. So the only good thing you can do is stand up for what you know is good. Stand up for what you believe is correct. Or what does the Bible say? Let it be your guide. Do you believe in God? Let him be your guide. So As today is going to come to an end, wake up. Listen to what the Lord is telling you. Stand up for what you believe and what you know is right and what the Bible says is right. That's that. Thank you so much. Kwako madam. Nakwambia na wisdom. Na maji sijakuwa mzee.
Ni sawa basi. Hata mimi niko na wisdom. You just wait. Ni unakohoa hapo. Ni sawa. So for me, my parting shot to anyone, if you're struggling to know yourself, the first thing that you need to know is what's your purpose, like what do you want to accomplish later on in life. That's the first thing. The second thing is what is the place of God in your life. Yes. Okay, after knowing yourself, there are many things that you'll encounter. So you'll get the judgments and everything, but one thing that you still need to keep in mind is that knowing yourself is the right thing to do, and you knowing that it is the right thing to do, you have the rules? Okay, let me call them the rules. The rules that guide you, and stick to them. If you feel that there's anything that is making you not go according to your rules, just make sure that you'll cut them off, zikate. Yeah. Wow. That's all. And continue walking the way with God. Yeah.
They always say walk the walk and talk the talk.
True.
Okay, I think just to add one more thing as we're finishing up. There's this crowd mentality that most people always have. The crowd mentality is always really, really nice, but it comes down to, I think when we were back in high school, tulikuwa tunaambiwa aje, you came here alone and you leave alone. That's the same thing. You know, it does not apply to school alone. You but came into this world alone. Kuna wajazaliwa mapaja.
Kama wewe.
Yeah, but the fact is, kuna mmoja alitoka wa kwanza, mwingine akafuata. So you came in alone, and when you'll be leaving this world, you live alone. And you'll be going before God. Amtakuwa mabeshte wangu ndio tulitesa huko Nairobi. Hapana, God will be calm. Kuja tu, si ulikuwa peke yako. Kuja. Just come the way
come as you are.
When they're saying, you're saying when kuja come as you are, it's always a good thing. Come as you are, but at the same time,
it's God
will be telling you,
yeah,
come as you are. Ulikuja peke yako, you live alone. And when things will be happening to you, it never happens to a crowd. Alone. And thank you guys. That's a wrap. Before tumalize, naona Calvin ako hapa, Njeri ako hapa in absentia. I wish ningaweka mangoto, but man, I'm really missing these people. But hatuwezi kuwa miss. Wherever you are, Anne and Calvin, man, no one misses you. In fact, we are so happy not to have you guys on set. Thank you so much. But vijana wasalimiwe. Kindly give us your reviews up kwa comment section. If you have anything you want to tell us, we really appreciate your reviews.
And subscribe to our channel.
Subscribe. What ile kitu ya red unafanya nini?
Unafinya.
Iko wapi kitu ya red?
Sina leo kitu ya red.
So, kindly guys, subscribe to our channel and comment. Give us your opinions on what's standing up for. Something that if you have ever stood up for something that you believe.
And for anyone who is struggling with knowing yourself, you can seek therapy. Kwanza, imagine that. I was going through something, and I saw that is the number one thing that you need: therapy. I don't know how come, but yeah, seek therapy. Yeah, that's all. Bye.
You can reach out. Bye.